look at the year on your penny. And first tell me something about yourself, where you are in your coursework, what your dreams are once you're finished, and then where you were at the year of your penny. So I'm going to let's start here. And sometimes you were probably on the video. The first is collaboration with colleagues and families, and then embedding opportunities for learning. We'll talk about multiple means of representation, and then peer-mediated intervention. And you saw all of that in one form or the other on the video. So when you're collaborating with the colleagues and the families, we talked a little bit about listening to parents and talking with parents. And the same goes for the team, the teachers, when they come in. For you as a general ed teacher, listen and ask questions. The more you ask, no one ever expects you to know everything. I still learn something every day when I go into our special education classrooms. You listen, you watch the children, ask lots and lots of questions, show you care, share the teaching, share the classroom with the teachers. As you saw in the video, when the special education teacher came in, she worked with small groups of children. She's just not coming in, or he, they're just not coming in to just work with that one child. They like to have the small group instruction as well. So share what you know and share the teaching, share the love. And then support one another. There are going to be bumpy days. There are going to be tough times, but support each other, look for support with your parents, and look for support with your administrator, and everyone in the classroom support each other. And then always reflect on continuous improvement. Sometimes children make gains that are so small that you can't really see, but if you're monitoring your instruction and watching for growth and looking at those developmental milestones, they do grow and they do change. And so if you reflect on and watch for improvement, then you'll see the benefits. Embedding learning opportunities, and I had a book, but I lent it out to a teacher, and I couldn't get it back today. But it's Building Blocks, and I want to say the author is Mary Louise Hemmeter. But the book is Building Blocks, and it talks all about embedding opportunities for learning into your lesson plans. When you embed learning opportunities, you're providing multiple opportunities for the children to practice their new and emerging skills. And for instance, you saw in the video the circle time, where the teacher was using sign language. She was embedding an opportunity for the one child who was probably dependent on sign language. So she used that within a daily routine. So she embedded that learning opportunity right into a daily activity. Another opportunity, if someone is working on their fine motor skills, then you set up a center, and all the children can participate in the center. But if it's something fine motor, if it's working with crayons or rolling Play-Doh or something like that, then you're embedding that opportunity into that lesson, and all the children are benefiting from it. It's important when you're embedding to look for opportunities to embed when children are engaged and motivated and interested. You want to do the things that you want to do. If you're trying to have a child work on something that they really don't want to do, then they're probably not going to do it. So you have to look for those things that the kids like to do. And then provide opportunities that match their developmental level. In any classroom, you're going to have children who are lower functioning or lower on the developmental milestone scale, and those who are higher functioning. So if you find things in between.
For the help us when I used to play with our teachers at the center I was at, we used to have an expo board, and we put the children's name on it, and we would put the interests that they were in and what they'd like to do. So we would take that and see how we could combine into a lesson plan and plan for the next day. It seemed to work really well to meet all the kids' individual needs, but then other kids were engaged into what other kids wanted. So it just worked really well. And it kept you
Staying true to what they like. Absolutely. And then ways that you can challenge them. Multiple means of representation. This is just using a variety of activities and means of learning that allow students to participate in the learning processes geared towards the same outcome. Embedding multiple means of representation means that you are looking at all the different ways that you could teach a single skill using auditory, kinesthetic, visual, and tactile means. So let's think about what's the standard that you would teach in the classroom. What's something that you'd want your children to learn? Counting letters.
Recognizing their name and letters.
Okay, so recognizing their name and their letters. How could you do that using auditory?
Well, you can play music or play the alphabet.
Right.
They actually start the second one. Actually, we started that in the infant room where they already have their symbol matches their name and has their first name around it with the capital letters and stuff. And they already started in the infant and have it at their level. So when they get throughout up to preschool, they're recognizing their first name to the sound of what their symbol is. So it's like they're learning three things versus in one part of it. It's
Right.
really cool.
Right.
I've never seen it before, and it was really cool to see
Right.
it.
So in the infants, they're crawling to get to the crawling.
Right, kinesthetic, right.
What's another way that you could teach the letters of the alphabet using kinesthetic movement?
Like a rug with letters around it, and they have to sound
Yeah, great.
Kinesthetically, like having them sound like the letters like with their body.
Yeah, cool. Like, yeah, fun.
Make your body into a letter.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like have to make it
Yeah, remember? Mhm.
Okay, visual. That's a pretty easy
Yeah.
one. And then tactile. How could you incorporate the tactile into
Shaving cream, Play-Doh, great.
pudding.
Sand.
Sandpaper?
Oh, you said sand.
Oh.
Funky paint.
But sandpaper too. It could,
Yeah.
you could do